Welcome back to Plot 27 Recaps. Today, we're recapping the 2024 Indian thriller, Do Paddy. The story begins inside a police station in Devapur. A police officer named Vidya Jyothi, better known as VJ, is interrogating a woman named Saumya. Saumya claims that her husband, Dhruv Sood, tried to kill her. But what VJ doesn't know yet is that this case is hiding a much bigger secret. 3 months earlier, VJ had just been transferred to Devapur. After looking through her record from her previous posting in Dharmapur, Police Chief Lalit orders VJ to begin patrolling the town the following day. VJ isn't happy about it. She wants to investigate real cases, not spend her days on patrol. But shortly after leaving Lalit's office, she receives a call about a possible domestic violence incident. Another officer warns her that the report is probably fake, but VJ doesn't care and decides to check it out herself. VJ comes from a family of lawyers. Her father is a judge, while her mother is an attorney. Her parents have never gotten along, and perhaps because of that, VJ has grown into someone who believes strongly in rules and proper procedure. When she arrives at the house, she meets Saumya and an older woman named Maji. VJ explains that someone reported hearing sounds of violence coming from inside the house. Saumya quickly covers her injuries and insists that everything is fine. She then tells VJ to leave, but VJ isn't convinced. The next day, VJ is working with an officer named Katak. After seeing some of her certificates and photographs, Katak is surprised to discover that VJ is not only a police officer, but also a qualified lawyer. Before they can talk much about it, they receive a report about a disturbance at Valley View Point. So they head there immediately. When they arrive, they find a woman angrily confronting the paragliding staff. She claims they weren't paying enough attention to her safety. Soon, the owner of Valley View Point arrives, Dhruv Sood. Katak tells VJ that Dhruv comes from one of the most powerful families in Devapur. His father is a wealthy and influential politician. Meanwhile, Saumya works as a dance teacher at a local school. Still suspicious about the previous night's incident, VJ secretly follows Saumya, and that's when she discovers something shocking. Saumya has an identical twin sister named Shailee. After leaving a cafe, VJ runs into Maji, and Maji reveals that she was actually the one who called the police that night. She has taken care of Saumya and Shailee since they were 5 years old. When the twins were 8, their mother died. Growing up, Saumya always hated losing to her sister. She wanted to be the best at everything. Instead of becoming close like most twins, the two sisters slowly became rivals. Then one night, Shailee cuts Saumya's hair. She believes their father and Maji have always favored Saumya. As punishment, their father, Niran, sends Shailee away to boarding school. After Niran dies, Saumya's mental health begins to deteriorate. She develops breathing problems and becomes terrified of heights. Shailee, however, rarely comes home. Even during her vacations, she stays away and only sends her trophies back to the family. Years of separation turn their rivalry into resentment. Eventually, about a year before the main events of the story, Shailee returns home. But by then, Saumya has already met Dhruv. The two first meet at Valley View Point. Saumya is afraid of the height, and Dhruv tries to calm her down. They gradually become close. Eventually, Saumya introduces Dhruv to Maji and her uncle, Deepak. But then Shailee suddenly comes home. Maji immediately realizes what Shailee wants. She believes Shailee has returned to take everything away from Saumya. Since Saumya and Dhruv aren't officially together yet, Shailee tells them that they aren't a good match. Then, during dinner, Shailee starts flirting with Dhruv. Afterward, Dhruv tells Saumya that Shailee is exactly the kind of woman he likes. Saumya is devastated. She has fallen in love with Dhruv too. But before long, Dhruv and Shailee begin dating, and Saumya is left heartbroken. One night, Dhruv has dinner with a powerful business associate named Mr. Tyagi. Shailee is drunk and completely out of control, embarrassing Dhruv in front of his guest. Dhruv becomes furious. After that night, he starts wondering if he made the wrong choice. Things get even worse when Dhruv's father, Prithvi Singh, learns that his son has ruined an important business deal. Prithvi is furious. He tells Dhruv that if he wants to take over the family business, he needs to grow up and marry a respectable woman. The next day, Dhruv takes Saumya paragliding, and while they're flying through the air, he suddenly proposes to her. Saumya accepts. Dhruv then breaks up with Shailee. Eventually, Dhruv and Saumya get married, but Shailee refuses to let her sister have the final victory. At the wedding reception, she shows up wearing almost the exact same dress as Saumya. She even acts as if nothing ever happened and asks everyone to take a family photograph. But after the ceremony, Shailee secretly enters the newlyweds' bedroom first. Her plan is simple. She wants Dhruv to mistake her for Saumya. A few months into the marriage, things take a dark turn. Dhruv's business begins to fall apart. Under increasing pressure, he becomes frustrated and violent towards Saumya. Maji knows Saumya will do anything to save her marriage. Even if Dhruv hurts her, she will never report him. So Vijay asks Maji for proof. If she wants to help Saumya, she needs evidence. Meanwhile, Shailee is still living in Saumya's house because her own home is being renovated. One night, Dhruv invites Mr. Tyagi over to discuss a major business project. But after eating Saumya's cooking, Tyagi starts coughing and complains that the food is too spicy. With the business deal in danger, Dhruv loses control. He attacks Saumya, and this time Maji secretly records everything. Later, Vijay encounters Saumya and Maji leaving a clinic. Vijay immediately notices the bruises on Saumya's body. She asks why Saumya refuses to report Dhruv. But Saumya simply walks away and insists that Dhruv loves her. Vijay is confused. Saumya is even hiding her pregnancy. And despite having visible injuries, she still refuses to accuse her husband. Soon, Dhruv goes directly to the police station. He accuses Vijay of manipulating Saumya into filing a complaint. He tells Lalit to control Vijay, threatening to bring his powerful father into the matter. But Vijay soon discovers another disturbing detail. Dhruv doesn't want children. That's why Saumya has been hiding her pregnancy. Shailee initially refuses to believe that Dhruv is abusing her sister. But Maji suspects that Shailee actually wants Saumya to leave him. Then Shailee sees Dhruv acting affectionately towards Saumya. Later, while the sisters are together at a bar, Saumya tells Shailee to stay away from her and Dhruv. She wants to build a family with him. Saumya also tells Dhruv that she wants to have a baby, but Dhruv refuses. He says he's too busy with an important project. The argument quickly escalates. Dhruv tells Saumya that he has felt trapped ever since marrying her. Then he beats her. Again and again. Vijay later sees Saumya walking through town covered in injuries. Katak tells her that he has heard something even more disturbing. Dhruv has a hidden criminal history in Haryana involving an assault and attempted murder. Vijay immediately decides to investigate. Meanwhile, Maji finally confronts Dhruv. She threatens to report him if he doesn't stop abusing Saumya. Dhruv simply laughs. He says he isn't afraid. If Maji goes to the police, he'll tell them about Saumya's stress and depression medication. He knows he can use her mental health against her. Shailee still can't understand why Saumya refuses to leave him. Then Vijay and Katak travel to Haryana to investigate Dhruv's past. Dhruv follows them. He threatens Vijay, reminding her that his father is a powerful minister. But Vijay refuses to back down. She warns Dhruv that she will put him behind bars if he doesn't change his behavior. Shailee confronts Dhruv and asks whether he really never hit Saumya. Dhruv lies. He claims Saumya simply fell down the stairs. The following day, Dhruv is summoned by the police for assaulting Vijay. But once again, Saumya protects him. She tells the police that everything between her and Dhruv is fine. Then comes the holy celebration. Maji gives Vijay the photographs and videos she secretly recorded. Unfortunately, the footage isn't clear enough to prove anything. Then Maji receives a terrifying phone call from Saumya. She's at Valley View Point. Vijay rushes there with the others. And what they see is horrifying. Saumya and Dhruv are hanging hundreds of feet in the air. Their parachute has become caught on a bridge. Luckily, both survive. At the police station, Dhruv claims that Saumya intentionally removed her safety harness. Lalit then orders Vijay to hand the case over to another officer. But Vijay refuses. She believes Saumya is in danger. That night, Prithvi Singh and his men arrive at the police station. Their lawyer, Kumar, demands that Dhruv be released. Vijay refuses. Because the incident happened in public, the case is taken to court. And on her way home, someone even tries to run Vijay off the road. But when she gets out and draws her gun, the vehicle quickly escapes. The trial begins, and Vijay takes on another role. She becomes Saumya's lawyer. Vijay tells the court that Dhruv has repeatedly abused Saumya because he cannot control his anger. Saumya then gives her own version of what happened. After the holy celebration, Dhruv took her paragliding. First, everything was fine, but while they were in the air, they started arguing about having a baby. Then Dhruv suddenly removed her safety harness. Kumar admits that his client has a temper, but he argues that arguments and physical incidents happen in many marriages. He points out that Saumya didn't suffer serious injuries. He also reminds the court that she never officially reported Dhruv. Then Kumar introduces Saumya's medication as evidence. He claims her mental health is unstable. Dhruv then tells the court that he only discovered Saumya's condition after they got married. According to him, she suffers from severe depression, experiences hallucinations, and has suicidal thoughts. With a sympathetic expression, Dhruv claims that all he ever wanted was to be a good husband. Then Shailee takes the witness stand. She tells the court that she never personally saw Dhruv abuse Saumya. Vijay immediately suspects something. She believes Shailee may still be jealous because Saumya took Dhruv away from her. She even suggests that Dhruv and Shailee may have been having an affair. Dhruv denies it. He claims that he only needed Shailee to help him deal with Saumya. He then tells the court his version of the paragliding incident. According to Dhruv, Saumya suddenly removed her own safety harness and began screaming. He claims she did it intentionally because she suspected that he and Shailee were still close. But Vijay doesn't believe him. She knows Saumya is terrified of heights. She would never willingly go paragliding, let alone remove her own safety harness. So Vijay calls another witness, a woman who was at Valley View Point that day. She tells the court that she saw Saumya screaming for help, and she saw Dhruv push her. She even recorded the incident and gave the footage to the police. Another witness provides additional testimony that puts Dhruv in an even worse position. Vijay now has enough to build her case. She argues that Dhruv has a serious anger problem. He has been cheating with Shailee, and when Saumya brought up having a baby during the flight, Dhruv lost control. He tried to kill her and make it look like an accident. Vijay also reminds the court that this isn't Dhruv's first violent crime. He has a history of assault and attempted murder in Haryana. In one incident, he attacked a man, fired a gun, and left his victim to die. After considering the evidence and testimony, the court reaches its decision. Dhruv is found guilty. He is sentenced to a total of 13 years in prison for attempted murder and domestic violence. Vijay has finally succeeded in protecting Saumya, but something still bothers her. Before leaving the courtroom, she notices Shailee staring strangely at Saumya, and Vijay can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. The case was almost too easy. Everything fit perfectly. The motive, the evidence, the recordings, the witnesses. It was almost as if someone had prepared the entire case for her. Vijay realizes that someone must be hiding the truth. The next day, she and Katak monitor Saumya and her family. Vijay orders Katak to obtain the CCTV footage from the holy celebration and every road leading to Valley View Point. That night, Vijay meets Shailee. She asks her a simple question. Did Dhruv really abuse Saumya? Shailee says Saumya has never told her anything, but she believes Dhruv really did hurt her. She also knows that Saumya is capable of hurting herself, but not other people. Then Vijay drops the bombshell. She tells Shailee that she's a good sister, and that she and Saumya put on one hell of a performance. Vijay has figured it out. They manipulated her. They took a domestic violence case and turned it into an attempted murder case. And because of their plan, Dhruv received a 13-year sentence. But why? Shailee later asks Maji whether what they did was really right. Then she reveals the truth. On the day of the paragliding incident, Shailee really did leave. But something didn't feel right, so she came back. And that's when she found Saumya hurting her own finger with a rock. Saumya tells her that she feels guilty because she couldn't save their mother. Then she reveals something horrifying. She believes their father was the one who killed their mother. And now she believes the same thing is going to happen to her. She thinks Dhruv will get away with everything, and that he will eventually kill her. That's when Shailee realizes something. Saumya is suffering from a severe psychological disorder. She believes that she is actually their mother. Shailee can't bear to abandon her again, so she makes a decision. If the law won't protect Saumya, they will find another way to make sure Dhruv is punished. Vijay then visits Dhruv in prison. She demands the truth. After reviewing the CCTV footage, Vijay notices something strange. Before going to Valley View Point, Dhruv and Saumya stopped at a cafe. Vijay asks why. Dhruv says Saumya had left her inhaler there. She went inside to get it while he waited outside for 2 minutes. And that's when Vijay finally understands. The twins switched identities. She remembers Shailee's strange look at Saumya before leaving the courtroom. Then Vijay asks Dhruv why he never told the court what really happened. Back at the police station, another officer gives Vijay one more crucial detail. Before their medical examinations, she accompanied Saumya and Shailee to the bathroom. Vijay realizes they switched identities again. This time, they did it to make sure the medical records and DNA evidence would match the person they claimed to be. Now Vijay knows for certain. She has been fooled. She goes to Saumya's house and tells the twins that she will reopen the case. This time, she intends to put all 3 of them behind bars. But Shailee explains why they did it. She was convinced that Dhruv would eventually kill Saumya. And because Dhruv could easily use Saumya's mental illness to make her look unreliable, they needed to expose him in front of everyone. Shailee tells Vijay that she only did what she believed was right. Then she tells Vijay to do the same. A few days later, Vijay files an appeal to reopen the case. As a former investigator, she has discovered new evidence that could justify a retrial. But just as the new hearing begins, Shailee suddenly stands up, and she confesses. She says she's guilty. Shailee takes the witness stand and reveals that she feels responsible for her mother's death. Their mother had also been a victim of domestic violence. But nobody came to save her. Shailee believes her mother's death wasn't only her father's fault. It was also the fault of everyone who knew what was happening but stayed silent, including Shailee and her uncle. Back then, they even stopped Saumya from telling the police the truth. Shailee admits that she should have spoken up, but she didn't have the courage. She apologizes to Saumya for never supporting her because of her own anger and stubbornness. When Shailee finishes, the judge asks Vijay to present the new evidence supporting her appeal. Vijay stands before the court and says that they are taught that truth and evidence determine who deserves punishment and who deserves freedom. But sometimes, truth and evidence don't tell the whole story. Sometimes, right and wrong collide. And when that happens, the law has to choose between following its rules and understanding its true purpose. Vijay says this case has taught her one important lesson. When a woman is abused, the pain doesn't stop with her. It affects her entire family. After saying this, Vijay makes an unexpected decision. She withdraws her request to reopen the case. And with that, the story comes to an end. Thank you for watching Plot 27 Recaps. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more movie recaps.